Hello everyone, welcome back. And for today's video, I thought it would be a good time to talk through my PlayStation 2024 wrap-up. Look at how the year went for me on PlayStation. I think this was a pretty productive year on PlayStation certainly, but also on YouTube. So thanks to everyone who's, been enjoying the videos, commenting, and just generally sharing in the love of trophy hunting, collecting, and all the other stuff that I do here. This is the first year where I really kind of was pretty consistent, and it's nice to see folks enjoying the videos, so I'm very grateful for you all. But with that, we're going to dive right into the wrap-up. I do have a little bonus for you at the end. We'll probably go through my Xbox wrap-up as well, because I did play a little bit of my Xbox, but not nearly as much as I did on PlayStation, of course, so this will be the main one. So why don't we just go ahead and dig right in? Let's go. The first game I played this year was Returnal on January 1st. Dang. That doesn't surprise me, I guess. I remember going for this Platinum Trophy. I couldn't remember if it was at the end of last year or the beginning of this year. But I guess obviously it was the beginning of this year. I mean, it might have been both, right? It might have overlapped. But yeah, great game. I love Returnal. I kind of want to go back to it again. I went back in to play the DLC and to clean up the Platinum, actually. So I have the 100% on that game now. And it's one of my favorites on PS5. Maybe my favorite PS5... I was going to say maybe my favorite PS5 exclusive, but I think Astrobot has probably taken that title. Tough call, though. Returnal's great. We played 77 games. 42 of them on PS5, 35 of them on PS4. So a nice even split. That makes sense. I did a good healthy mix of modern stuff, new games, and kind of backlog cleanup. So from the very start of your PSN account, you've played 315 games, according to this little pop-up here. That actually seems kind of low. According to my PSN profiles, I've played 420 games, I think is where it's at right now. So I'm not sure where the difference there would be. Maybe something on maybe some of the games on Vita and stuff like that. There's a few lists I know that are not technically games, like the Sly Cooper mini games and stuff, but I'm not sure where the 100 game differential there might be. So we'll guess we'll find out, or maybe we won't. All right, next here we have my top 5 games that I spent time with. Let's see how we feel about these. 118 hours in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth absolutely makes sense. This was all just my one playthrough. I didn't even go for the Platinum on this game. You'd have to add another 100 hours on top of that if you were going for the Platinum. I had a good time with Rebirth. I think I fall into the camp of people that prefer Final Fantasy VII Remake over Rebirth, but I actually would like to replay Rebirth once I get a PS5 Pro, because I think that the blurry visuals did kind of detract from this game a little bit. Took some of the punch away from the open world. But yeah, Rebirth is a very fun game, very cool, and very long. I did basically everything you could do in every open world, so not surprised to see that that's my number 1 game. Number 2, DJ Max Respect. You love to see it. 71 hours. I do enjoy myself a good rhythm game from time to time, and this is the year where I got all the DLC packs for DJ Max Respect on sale. And if you don't know, DJ Max has 20 DLC packs, various song packs or collaborations with other rhythm games. And so I got all those on sale, and I worked through pretty much all those trophies, save for 20 that I haven't actually completed. It's funny, on top of that, I also still don't have this Platinum Trophy. I have 1 trophy left to get the actual Platinum, and then the rest of the trophies in either DLC. And the 1 trophy I have left is just a grind. So we'll just keep playing this game, chipping away at it, and it'll eventually come. Yeah, it's funny. You can see I played this for 71 hours. I unlocked over 100 trophies in that game alone. Elden Ring got 49 hours of my time at number 3. That would be Shadow of the Erd Tree, of course, exclusively. I actually didn't have to rebuild a character or do a new build or anything for Shadow of the Erd Tree. I just was able to jump right in. So this is the time that it took me to actually go through and play through basically all the bosses in the DLC. I actually never finished the last boss, believe it or not. I got to him and I just kind of lost steam. This was before they patched him. I'm sure he's a little easier now. I could go in and do it now, but kind of got what I wanted out of the DLC. So 50 more hours of Elden Ring, and that's why there's no trophies, because, you know, there's no trophies in the DLC. 45 hours of Quake. That's more than I thought. I guess the Platinum Guide was something like 40 hours. So yeah, this is Quake and all of its various campaigns that are on the Quake Remastered collection, and you had to play all of them in the hardest difficulty. I'd never played Quake before in my life until this year, and man, what a great game. It like holds up even today, and I know Quake's reputation is usually more multiplayer, but the single player is just so good. It's like video gaming distilled down to its basest elements. It's just so satisfying. And then my number 5 is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2. That was me grinding out the platinum, so that was a long platinum. Took me some time. You had to do a whole bunch of stuff. I played through the campaign like 4 times, and then you had to do a lot of grinding to get certain milestones and stuff like that. You had to get every gap, all sorts of stuff. My gaming style is role player. Spent 20% of my game time in the expansive worlds and immersive narratives of RPGs. I feel like Elden Ring is doing a lot of the heavy lifting. I guess Elden Ring and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth are doing a lot of heavy lifting. I didn't actually play that many, like, proper RPGs this year. Like, I don't think I played any turn-based RPGs on my PlayStation. I played Dragon Quest, but that was on DS. I don't think PlayStation Wrapped takes into account your DS gameplay. Guess we'll find out. But, alright. I'll take role player. I mean, it's a single-player gaming style, so I'm definitely a single-player gamer, first and foremost. Alright, ooh, let's take a look at the calendar here. Okay, so this is every month. What game did I play the most? January, Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown. Heck yeah. You love to see it. Great game, by the way. Played 11 games, 70 gaming sessions in just January? That seems a little inflated. But I did love Prince of Persia. That was a really good game. Ooh, Ultros, 35 hours in February. That's the year, or the month that Ultros came out. That's an awesome game. Really great gated exploration. Highly recommend folks check that one out. Played fewer games that month. I mean, it's a shorter month, so it makes sense, right? Then March. Rebirth time. Put a bunch of hours into Rebirth. 130 gaming sessions? Are you guys trying to tell me that you think I played... What would that be, like 4.25 gaming sessions per day? I don't know where you're getting these stats, PlayStation, but I'm a wee bit suspicious. And yeah, I didn't play that many games because, of course, I was mostly focused on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth during March. And I continued to be during April. You know, only almost 40 hours. Oh, no, we gotta go back. We gotta go back. Only 40 hours, but not surprised. Only 9 gaming sessions. So you try to tell me I had 130 gaming sessions in March, but I only had 9 gaming sessions in April? Not so sure. Think you maybe combined some stats there on accident at PlayStation, but I forgive you. I forgive you. 175 trophies that month. May, my most played game was Talos Principle. This was me going back and cleaning up the platinum. And really great game. Very fun puzzle game. I'd actually never finished it before, so it was cleaning up the platinum and actually beating the game. But I did not realize I spent 40 hours in the game. Dang. A lot. It's good. Elden Ring in June when the DLC came out, of course. You know, I'm being pretty consistent here with, like, generally seems like around 80 to, like, 110 in terms of hours. Maybe, like, 10 or so games each month. July is when I played Quake a lot. That makes sense. Oh, August? Interesting. Nothing jumped out. I must not have been playing a lot in August. What came out in August on another platform? Because the fact that I got just DJ Max Respect here, which is kind of a side game for me, and I had lower hours logged and only 7 games played, and slightly fewer trophies than normal. I'm clicking all over the place. Makes me think that I was playing something on another platform. Not entirely sure what that might be. September, Final Fantasy Type 0. It's kind of like revisiting all the big platinums that I got this year. That's nice to see. More DJ Max Respect in October. Not a horror game, huh? I guess I didn't play any single horror game for a long time. I did play a lot of Resident Evil 3 though. Hades, I've been working on that one for sure. That platinum is getting very close, and it's been fun to revisit that. And then December, this clock says 24 hours. I'll tell you, that's already well behind things. I don't know when they pulled this, but my Balatro clock, I started it on Thanksgiving, and it's already at about 60 hours. That's a good game. That's a good game. All right. Interesting stats. Let's see what's our next one here. They specially picked games based on my playstyle. They're just trying to recommend me all the most popular games in the world. Let's see what classics they'd recommend. I mean, Jak and Daxter's good, but if they checked, they'd see I already have the platinum. All right. Thanks, y'all. In 2024, I played 1,162 hours. That's a lot. 803 play sessions. Oh my gosh, how many? How long is that? Hang on, let's find out. Calculator this. 1,162 hours divided by 24 hours in a day. 48 days? A month and a half of my free time was spent playing PlayStation? I guess, like, I tend to play 2 to 3 hours most nights in the evenings after my son goes to bed. So I guess if you just carve up that time, like, you know, that's roughly 10% of my day or something like that. So it makes sense that it would build up to roughly 10% of my year, but whew, hot diggity. All right, I played 1,125 of those hours on my actual PS5 and 32 hours on my PlayStation Portal. Slightly less than I would have expected on the Portal, but I love this device. It's been very fun. My VR, my poor VR, getting only a couple hours of play this year. That has changed at the very end of the year, though. I'm going back in. And for PlayStation 4, 37 hours. And PlayStation VR 1. Actually, I played more VR 1 games. Or rather, yeah, 5 VR 1 games for 7 hours. Instead of 2 VR 2 games for 3 hours. I cleaned up some trophy lists like in Moss, Static, and a few others in VR this year. Cool. Here we are. We earned 1,586 trophies this year. Just shy of 50 platinums. All right. We moved from level 474 to 522. That's nice. My lifetime trophy count is 9,682. Getting closer to that big 10,000 number. But yeah, this is a very good trophy hunting year for me, for sure. No denying that. All right, let's take a trip. It's been a long road. Take a look at the trophies you earned along the way. Problem finding my data. Try it again. Give me that data. You found all my other data? What the heck? They're doing me dirty. They're doing me dirty. Well, we couldn't get the trophy stats to load, unfortunately. We'll jump back. I mean, we got the main stats. We couldn't get the milestones to load. We'll try again in a little bit. And for social stats, we spent 16 hours playing multiplayer. That was probably all Doom 2016. Didn't stream at all. I didn't join any parties. I did join plenty of Discord parties. Only 6 messages all year. Hot dang. And me, isolationist of a gamer. And 34 new friends. That's many of you watching this. So, you know, thank you. And all right, that makes sense. I'm a very single-player focused person, so that does not surprise me. PlayStation Stars, I did some heroic campaigns, no mythic legendaries. I don't even know what of these I did. It just kind of happened. So yeah, that's where we are. A pretty good year on PlayStation, I have to say. You know, it's a shame we couldn't get these trophy milestones to load. That would have been fun, but I guess their servers must be having problems or something right now. So oh well. All that to say, a very good, very productive year on my PlayStation, and I had a really good time. I'm looking forward to next year. I'm looking forward to, you know, seeing what cool games come out that we've never heard of before. Indies, AAA, whatever it might be. So yeah, thank you again for anyone that, you know, has reached out through PlayStation, added me as a friend, or thank you to everybody who has enjoyed the videos. It's been a very fun year in terms of sharing my PlayStation journey with everybody. So, since we have a little bit of time here at the end, why don't we go ahead and just take a quick peek over at my Xbox Wrapped as well. I think that'll be a good time. Alright, so here's the Xbox Wrapped. Link them over on Xbox for any of you Xbox players. My number one played game, Dungeons of Hinterberg. So my Xbox for me exists basically as a Game Pass machine, and I only hop in for like Game Pass exclusives that aren't on PlayStation yet that I really want to play. So this is going to be way smaller numbers compared to PlayStation, but should still be entertaining all the same. I played only 65 hours on my Xbox compared to my almost 1,200 hours on PlayStation. Only 12 games, 3,000 gamer score across 100 achievements, and most have it happened in August, which I think is when Dungeons of Hinterberg came out. Oh, maybe this is what I was playing in August that made my August stats on PlayStation a little lower. That would make sense. Pretty much all of it was on console, and most of it was action, adventure, or music. That makes sense. You'll see why probably in a little bit. Yeah, my number one... I guess here I'm in the top 30% for time played, top 10% for gamer score, and 10% of achievements. Nice. Number one played game, Dungeons of Hinterberg. This is a phenomenal game. Really loved my time with this one. Yeah, probably my favorite game I played on Xbox by far. And just a really fun like dungeon exploration, kind of like a Zelda meets Persona, with this very interesting, like almost cel-shaded, but not quite cel-shaded art style. Interesting anti-capitalist story. Just a... yeah, very unique, very fresh game. Felt very modern. The writing sometimes was a little rough, but other times felt very earnest. Like, it felt like humans talking like humans, which is actually kind of a rare quality for games. Number two most played game, Rock Band 4. Oh, every year Rock Band's going to show up somewhere. This is only 10 hours, which surprises me. Some of this was actually at my wedding reception. We had my Rock Band 4 setup going at my wedding. And so probably a good chunk of that came from the reception, but my wife and I do pop in and play this game from time to time as well because we love it. She sings and I play drums for those curious. My number three played game through backwards compatibility was Time Splitters 2. Heck yeah. I'd never played this game before until this year, and I really loved my time with it. I'm a big fan of the older style of first-person shooter design, like Perfect Dark, GoldenEye, that type of game. And yeah, this was just a really like fun throwback to that era because it's some of the same folks that designed those games at Rare that designed this one. I played this before I knew that it was coming to PlayStation, actually. And then I played the miscellaneous other games, some Perfect Dark, some Botany Manor. I had a stream where I did some like throwback Xbox arcade games. So I played Hexic, Feeding Frenzy, Geometry Wars, Boom Boom Rocket, Crystal Quest. That was a really fun stream, very nostalgic for me. Meg's Monster was a game I played for my indie podcast. Really enjoyable turn-based RPG. Botany Manor is a fun puzzle game. Phantom Abyss is... I tried to get into Phantom Abyss and I just couldn't, even though I love the idea. It's like competitive, like first-person runner temple escape. Like Legends of the Hidden Temple meets Mirror's Edge. And then Phil wants to say thank you to me personally. I'm sure nobody else got that video. I appreciate it. And yeah, obviously my number one Game Pass game was Dungeons of Hinterberg. I don't really follow these rewards too much, so I think that'll probably do it for us on the Xbox side. But yeah, it was my Dungeons of Hinterberg and Rock Band machine, basically. And that was my Xbox. As of recording this, the Nintendo one isn't available, so I can't do that. But all in all, 2024, a great year in gaming. I don't want to do too much reflection now because I have, more reflective videos coming later in the month for Game of the Year and other stuff like that. But I will just say this was a really refreshing, enjoyable, very varied year in games. Played a lot of different types of games that I really loved. And it's going to be pretty difficult to kind of put a bow on what my favorites were this year. But yeah, just one last massive thank you to everybody for all the support in 2024. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.